I think that if you look 10 years from now, is demand likely to be higher or lower? My view is it's going to be higher. The composition of the demand will obviously change. There will be big differences from east, west, and wherever you are. But I do believe that demand will at least stay at, well, it will increase from current level and probably a bit higher before it flattens out. Now, short term, where do we heading on demand? We are today probably somewhere between 2.5, 3 million barrels away from what we saw 2019, and predominantly that is jet fuel that still is lagging because of lack of international flying. Domestic flying is rebounding. International flying is just start to do that, but on a slower pace. We're still lacking there a little bit of diesel and gas and gasoline, probably a bit off, and it's reasonable to believe that some increase in oil burning is probably there. So that's what it is. So what is threatening this? What is the uncertainties going forward? I think the COVID impact is behind us. I don't see that being a negative factor, and that we will solve, we will learn to live, and that's not the risk. What is the risk? The risk is the high power prices, and Jeremy leaned at that. It means the supply chain shortages. This is not good news for the economy. The confidence in the economy, you can't produce as much as you want because of lack of parts, and this is a problem which is more and more talked about, and I think one has to take that seriously. If COVID, this situation around power is persisting and the economic activity, so that clearly is going to have a dampening impact on the demand.
I think people have this interpretation that peak oil means then you fall off a cliff at the end of peak oil. That's not the case. I think we're going to have quite a long fat tail as we do have replacement, because the replacement technologies and also the raw materials for that replacement is going to take a long time to put in place. And so therefore, I think while peak oil might be short term, or as has been said, 10 years out, wherever it's going to be, but I do think it's going to be quite a long tail behind it, which is a problem given the discussions we had regarding investment earlier on.
Yeah, there's an interesting debate, of course, and there is a question from the audience which links to that, Jeremy. And the question is, well, maybe the question with the lack of investments, is it a sort of will it be a shortage of supply? And that is, I think, sort of peak supply, because there's so much capital being driven out of the market. The capital is not available anymore. And that capital is not coming back. So if you look at the statements of the big pension funds in the world, the banks, etc., that is capital that has disappeared. And so where is the supply coming from?
It's a problem.
The path is clear. We do need oil and gas. And then in the 10 years after that, clearly demand has the potential to fade a little bit quicker.